What's going on, everybody? This is your fellow paisano. Welcome to another edition of Calcio with Rino Zaurini, the main man himself, your fellow paisan. I don't know how many words you want to call me. And let's take care of business, as always. Mizzica. That's all I can tell you. This week of Champions League, seeing these Italian teams survived, well, except for one, unfortunately, Roma. Let's talk about all the games. Then we can get into the latest stuff, the Serie A, whatever it is, man. Anything you need to know, drama, anything about the Italian Serie A national team. This is the best place to come, especially when it comes to drum the banter. I'm your man. So love it or hate me or like me. That's how it goes. Before anything, guys, put a like and subscribe to my channel, and let's talk about calcio, shall we? Allora, this week it was pretty interesting by the Champions League and Europa League. For the first time after a long time, I've been watching Champions League even when the Italian teams weren't playing. But of course, my lovely Juventus are not in the Champions League, but I still watch it. It was pretty entertainment and exciting. Once again, the Italian soccer proved everybody wrong. Like, never mind about this so-called play, high-class money all these guys spend. At the end, so far, like we can't judge Real Madrid or Man City, which they beat Bayern for 3-0, which Tuchel was the coach. So I wouldn't be surprised that Guardiola might surprise us, but we'll see what happens if they go through in the semifinal. Because anything can happen with Champions League, Europa League, man. Mamma mia, anything can happen. You think that team is going to win, but no. The less expected, it could win. And let's start with this first Italian game. Sorry, guys, on my thumbnail, I did not put Inter and what's it called, Benfica, and what it was the other game, Man City, and because I saw the first picture and I just put it in. So yeah, 1 second, guys. Be right back. Sorry, guys. I had to do something. So as I was saying, I didn't do on purpose. I had some fellow Interis. Oh, you don't put Inter? You actually think I'm not going to talk about Inter tonight? As much I don't like you guys, but really, come on. Let's start with this game, shall we? Which is true. I only watched the second half. I didn't watch the first half because I was working, but I think I watched the second half because that's where it was more action, more azione. I was pretty surprised with Benfica. They weren't there 100%. It's true they were missing the players whatsoever, but Inter at the second half, like, pretty surprising that Mr. Barella scored that goal because nobody was scoring. So Barella was like, screw this, take a nice shot and bada bing, bada boom. It was a nice goal from Mr. Barella, which pretty much both teams they were going at it. But Benfica almost got close. That was the same situation that happened with Porto. They got close, but Onana tried to save it, and their defense, like, you cannot break that wall. Which is fun. We only see this Inter in the Champions League with the Serie A, per carità. But this is the beauty of culture. We've seen it with last year with Villarreal. They beat Bayern, they beat Juventus, and then at the Campeonato Spagnola, caca. They were seventh place. Because like I said, before the game, of Benfica and Inter. I know everybody was saying that Benfica are going to destroy them. Ma la palla è tonda. Moving on, but there's a big difference when there's Dinzego. Then, of course, they put Lukaku because Dinzego's that age, but Dinzego is a great player. Di Marco, uh, what's that guy's name? Darmian, I like him. But of course, we can't judge. He's a little baby. But at the end, there was a penalty kick for Inter because the guy from Benfica used his hand. Then, of course, Mr. Lukaku scored the goal by penalty kick. And they finished at 2-0 in Benfica. I know everybody's talking about there should be a penalty kick um, with against Benfica, but yes, because what's his name? Bastoni hit him between the legs. Romario, whatever that guy, the old ex-Inter player. But in that case, I know everybody's saying, ladri, referee this, that. In theory, the referee calls the 50-50 shot. He decided not to call it. And I'm not the only one that's saying this. I've been sent a little bit the ref through my friend, Nick Cardone. And of course, I've been looking at some stuff, what Bob Bovieri said to Cassano because he was complaining about the Napoli game, which we'll get into the Napoli game because he got the red card. But like Bob Bovieri said, it's a 50-50 call. If the referee decided, you can do nothing. So, but even if there was a penalty kick for Benfica, pretty much Inter, they almost scored the third goal. So, pretty much, I bet you anything on this table, Inter could have gone through, which they did. Now we're going to see what's going to happen next week in Milano, because never underestimate Benfica, because they lost on Sunday with Porto, and now with Inter. So I know Inter being pretty good in at the San Siro in home, but sometimes they shit their pants too because we seen it at the Coppa Italia. So we'll see what happens. Then, if you want to talk about the I didn't watch the Bayern Man City. All I know, they scored 3 goals against Bayern, which delete ha fatto la cacca. So we'll see what happens in home and Bayern Munich, how they're going to manage, if they're going to recuperate 3 points. I don't know. So far in that stage, Inter wins 2-0 and Man City wins 3-0, which they're ahead of both of the teams who they go against. Then the next day, which was yesterday, AC Milan against Napoli. Guys, both teams pretty well. I know Osimhen wasn't playing, but Napoli still had it. Like, they missed so many shots, but Magnan, Madonna mia, that guy, he's unbelievable. That goalie from Milan, he did some crazy saves, unbelievable. But even Milan, they got their shot. Benacer, barabim, baraboom. Even Leao, he missed that shot at the first half. You remember he kicked the pole of the corner there? And the Napolitans were mad. Even Spalletti was mad they didn't give him the yellow card to Leao. Come on. Is it possible you cannot lose? You win the Scudetto. You might win on home. Like, who knows? But I keep on telling you guys this. AC Milan, they have Champions League mentality. Like it or not, this is the reality. Because Kevra, he tried, but he couldn't score, man. Like, even Zeliski. But to be honest, it was a great game to watch. Like, 2 Italian teams, like the way those two, like Napoli had the better opportunity. Like, they were playing good. But, you can play good as much as you want. If the ball doesn't get into, how many shots they hit that day? Yeah, yesterday. Niente. Even Milan tried for the second goal, ma. Now they won't go ahead. We got to see next week. But it was good to watch because, like I said, in years watching the same teams, Bayern, Real Madrid, Liverpool. Now you see AC Milan and Napoli, Inter, Benfica. Something to change, which is good because doesn't matter how the FIFA, the UEFA, they want to change soccer, they want to bring the money whatsoever. Nobody beats Italian soccer. Like it or not, we can talk about Catenaccio the say. They did bring good soccer yesterday, Napoli Milan. It wasn't that Max defense, like the Allegri, the Ortomuso, like boring. Like it was good. It was exciting. Capi. But at the end, Milan finish 1-0, which they give the red card to Anguissa, in which Kim won't be playing the next game. Anguissa, Kim, and I'm not too sure about Pioli because Pioli had the yellow card. Ma, non lo so, ragazzi. Pioli, I understand you're kind of be because you're all of a sudden on fire, but relax because they need you. They really need you. So, che cazzo fai, Pioli? Relax. If you're not going to be there, then Milan, they're all going to be like Pioli a casa. Fai serio. But we'll see what's going to happen because it's been twice now that Milan beats Napoli. And we don't know if Osimhen will be in charge because with that Anguissa and Kim, those are the top players. Maybe with Osimhen would make a difference. Then I don't understand Spalletti doesn't put Raspadori. Like Raspadori is a good player. Ma che cazzo dici la testa? Boh? I don't know, man. I don't know that. I understand they want to keep the older players' experience, but then don't complain that these young kids go away or they're not playing at the national team because this is the reason why. But in that department, let's just say that they did a wonderful job. So, and I have a feeling at the semi-final it's going to be Inter and AC Milan. That's going to be a match. Then at the final, I'll tell you later when that comes true, the Inter AC Milan. I'll tell you after. Because if I'm going to say something right now, everybody's going to attack me. So I like to keep it quiet. And at the other hand, hmm, today was Europa League. I didn't have a chance to watch Roma. All I know that Mr. Pellegrini did not miss the penalty kick. Then Feyenoord, whatever that team is, scored 1-0, which they lost today. But which is funny with Mr. Mourinho. He said yesterday, non siamo una buona squadra campionato, però potremo vincere Europa League. Like we're not a good team, but somehow we can win the Europa League. It is true that Dybala, I heard that was injured. Of course, Dybala is injured. Quando mai non sta infortunato quello là? Like seriously, man. So yeah, unfortunately, that was the only Italian team in this stage between Europa and Champions League. Then I go through. But then let's take care of business of my lovely Juventus. Okay, today we win. Okay. But man, how can it be? Okay, he tried to do this 4-3-3, ma era una confusione enorme. Like a confusion. Unbelievable. Like, kudos to Chiesa, Gatti, but Sporting, they were over us. Like, we missed some shots. Like, Sporting missed some shots. Good saves from Shensky at the first half, but they were all over us, man. I know I didn't want to do a test, but really, on a team like Sporting, you want to do this? Come on, paisa. Ma che cazzo fai? Mamma mia. Then, close to the second half, poor Shensky got injured. Hopefully he's okay, which I heard. Well, he had something with his chest. So, but apparently I heard it's nothing bad. But Perin joined, and thank God there was Perin, because at the second half, you know, they went on and on and on, but like confusion all over the place. But then things change at the 60th minute. He put Vlahovic and Fagioli. You got to put Fagioli at the beginning, man. I understand Vlahovic, because he hasn't been having a good performance. I get that. But when Fagioli came, Vlahovic, oh, like at some point, Ecuador shoots, there's a nice cross. Vlahovic does a header. The the goalie stops, Poverino, and then Gatti, alla Bonucci, boom, boom, scores. Mama, and this is his first goal, as titolare at the Europa League. Congratulations to Gatti. He's a paisano. He's like he lives an hour away from me. Like I hope he puts in more often because beautiful, che bellezza, ragazzi. Like veramente beautiful. But close to the end, there are some shots from them. But then Perin, he saved those two saves, man. Oh, thank God! Like at the last minute, the 90th minute, those two beautiful saves. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, Mamma mia, prega signor, grazie Perin, grazie Perin. Cioè, ragazzi, mamma mia, a culo, but you know what? Not happy with the performance. I don't like Allegri. People tell me I'm anti-Allegri. No, I'm not anti-Allegri. But too bad. We got to keep this guy. It is what it is. We'll see what happens on Saturday if he's going to keep the 3-5-2. But once again, when it comes to Europa League, Champions League, guys, you got to go and la palla è tonda. The ball is around. So it's luck, my friend. It's luck. Like it or not, it is the pure reality. So, yeah. And so far, Juventus win the first leg 1-0, which we have the next week's games. Then Man United, they were 2-0, then they did two other goals with Sevilla. If we ever pass with Sevilla, buddy, if Sevilla goes through, we're finito. But in Portugal with Sporting, it's not going to be that easy. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So far, good Italian connection with Europa League and Champions League. So we cannot complain, shall we? So yeah, un minuto per favor. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys, I was a little bit checking some things. People call me for work and stuff. So there you have it with these Italian teams that pass. Well, they win the first leg. So we'll see what's going to happen. What are you guys' predictions for the second leg between Inter Benfica, Napoli, Milan? Then on the Europa League, we got uh, Sporting, Juventus. Then Roma, they're going to play in Roma with Feyenoord. Let's wait and see. I'm not seeing nothing until I believe, because every time I open my mouth, things go sideways. So I keep my mouth shut. Then if I say something with the other teams, like Milan, Inter, and no, sorry, Inter, Benfica, and Milan, Napoli, you guys are gonna attack me, so I better keep my mouth shut. But yesterday's, yesterday was even a good, interesting game. Real Madrid, I have a feeling they're gonna win again the Champions League. That's all I can say. Who might win besides everybody? 'Cause those guys are on fire, man. It was a great game. I watched a little bit the highlights. Like they're both going at it. But that guy Benzema, he's on fire, man. Mitsika. That guy's unbelievable. Like they are the kings. Real Madrid never dies. So it is what it is, right? Now we're gonna have another week of Serie A. And we shall see how is that gonna work, shall we? See how that goes. We'll see if how these teams that played today. We'll see how they're going to play today. Because with Inter, man, but even Milan, at the Campionato fanno proprio cagare. And then since that song hits, especially me, when that song hits, the champions, anything can happen. You know what I mean? It just goes showing. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And let's enjoy some more soccer. I'll be live next week. I might have a special guest. He's a fellow Italian YouTuber. Probably maybe next week I will do it, but it's gonna be in Italian, guys. So if you guys want to join, have some fun, because this guy, he's really one funny guy. He's a big Juventino. I won't say his name until I have the confirmation, guys. So let's wait and see, shall we? And besides that, my fellow paisans, nothing much, nothing special to say. Oh, another thing, Fiorentina, they win today at the conference, like 4-1. I think this year the Italian teams are going on fire. Let's hope to see some Italian teams at each Europa League, Champions League, and Conference League go to the final at least. Let's enjoy, shall we? Slowly, we're getting back. I only hope that Mr. Gravina si fa quattro passi and let's see something good for the Serie A and the Italian culture, my friends. So it is what it is, my friends. Have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful culture weekend. Let's see how our lovely teams will go, and we'll keep in touch to you next week. Okay? Ciao ciao ragazzi.